Welcome back to yet another episode of the Talk of the Sports podcast. Um, I know we were off last week because there was the international break, and you know what they say when they come back from a break, they really come back with a bang, and they really came back with a bang this weekend, followed by this round of matches that's happened so far this midweek. There's a couple more scheduled for tomorrow and Friday. I know Chelsea's playing tomorrow, right? Or Friday? Tomorrow. All right. But before we get started with the discuss the matches that took place so far this week, we want to discuss the stuff that took place over the weekend. Specifically the match that everybody was looking forward to the weekend, specifically the one I was looking forward to. Arsenal, Man City. This match here coming into it was definitely what you would describe as a title decider. I know definitely Liverpool fans were coming into it on the outside, specifically after doing the job on Saturday, getting the job done. Coming in and knowing full well if City or Arsenal end up getting 3 points, just going to be a thorn in their side. Um, Statistically, if you're looking at the table, more so Arsenal, considering the advantage they have on goal difference. But with that being the case, now looking at what took place in the game, it was really a tactical canceling out, if I could describe it myself. City played as you would expect. They had a lot of the possession. They, tried to do what they can in terms of breaking down that defense. Now, on the Arsenal side of things, I think it was very, very just surprising, at least for me, how defensive they came out. At one point, they were in a 5-3-2. Um, and we could not do anything. Kudos to both William Saliba and Gabriel. They did one hell of a job marking Haaland. I've never seen Haaland on the floor as much as I saw him on the floor on Sunday. To be fair, Gabriel and Saliba caught their fair share of hits too, but it was definitely a heavyweight fight, and Haaland took some licks, and they did a great job keeping him out of the game. Um, but yeah. So with that being the case, I'll take the draw, me personally. I know from the Man City side, I would say it's a loss considering how Arsenal is playing the game. They really weren't looking to attack, honestly. And even the few times they did go on the counter attack, it was very disjointed. Saka didn't have himself a day at all. He wasn't really impressive to say the least. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We take the draw, we go home, and we live to fight another day.
Yeah. Yes, Man City definitely the more disappointed of the two.
I would agree.
Um, I think Arsenal should be disappointed in themselves as well, um,
Why do you say that?
for the way they played. Um, you
You don't
know,
you don't you don't think it was good? I will say, right? If you look at how they played before going into the match and how they played this week against Luton, um, our match was the only difference. Like they have not played the way they played against us at all this season.
yeah, you know, maybe it's good for them that they can play that way when it
Hmm.
matters. But it's like when you're trying to win a title, you need more than a draw, and I think they could have, had more confidence in themselves there. But I don't know how much confidence you can have when Kai Havertz is your starting striker, though. So I kind of understand, but at the same time, you could have done more there. I think if you're gonna play, it just seemed like they just let them have the ball. If you're gonna like backs against the wall type defending, at least have like a counter attacking plan, like to hit. Have an outlet, have a source to someone have us hold up the ball, lay it up to Saka, have some kind of a plan to score. Because that's the whole point of the game to score at the end of the day. And like for a team like Arsenal chasing biggest trophy they've probably definitely the biggest trophy they've gotten in like a decade. It just seems like an opportunity lost there. But hey, Man City have been. I don't know what your streak is at home this season or your scoring streak. So
it was 40 something. It was 40 something games unbeaten at home, and then they broke it. I think it was like 46,
yeah.
46
So
or 47.
yeah, I think both teams you know get a point. They're all still in it, and just
Definitely
move on.
Liverpool advantage.
Yeah,
The
definitely
real the
advantage.
real winner on
The
Sunday was
real winner
Liverpool.
there was Liverpool. You know, neutrals. Haaland getting exposed was a win for us. Neutrals too.
Was it really him getting exposed? There's
I
just
don't think it's him getting
kudos.
exposed. I think it's something that I've been saying at least since the beginning of last year, which is teams will figure out a way to play against him, and his output will be drastically reduced. And it wasn't drastically reduced, but he has
I mean,
has he matched up
I
with his
guess I
production
guess
from
you can
last
call.
year?
I
No,
mean, if you want to say match up with his production, no, definitely not. Not from last
no.
year. But
So it has.
if you compare to his production in last year, what he's done is he's split the production in half. He's producing half of what he produced last year. But
So that
with
that
that
is
being said,
drastic.
I mean, you can call
That
that
is
drastic because
you're
half is a lot.
producing
You're right.
50% less. That's drastic. That is a drastic drop
I
in
mean,
production.
he scored 50 something goals last season. You would have expected a drop off.
One season wonder.
What do you mean, what season wonder? He has 30 goals. He has
Look,
30 goals. Listen, I know you've been paying attention to that bum on Sky Sports that called him
Marquinhos
a
is,
League
is
Two player.
right.
Listen, oh
Marquinhos is
my
right though,
gosh.
because
Oh
like,
my gosh. Oh
look,
my
look.
gosh.
I'm not calling Haaland a bum or a League Two player. He's an elite striker. Let's get that out the way. But the fact of the matter is, his production has dropped because teams know how to frustrate him now. They know that he's just going to be up there to receive the ball and score. And you would think, like, Haaland is like when you're playing on FIFA, like my player, and you invest all your stats into like strength and speed and no passing, no dribbling, not even hold up play. Like he's like 6'4". He's look at Zlatan. Compare him to Zlatan. Like Zlatan had insane tricks, hold up, dribbling, passing, crossing to add to his game. It looked like Haaland just invested everything in just scoring. I think he said
Buddy,
one of his dreams is to like go on the field and have 5 touches and score 5 goals. So we know what type of striker he is, and we know why
listen.
Guardiola gets mad when he drops into the second third of the pitch. Like we know now because he has nothing else to his
No.
game apart from goals.
No. See, now that's disrespectful. The guy's only 23. He's still developing his game. Was his hold-up play good on Sunday? No, it was not. Is his hold-up play bad overall? No, it is not. He has a good hold-up game. Could it get
Does
improved?
he have
Absolutely.
good
His
passing?
passing, his passing is about mid. You are correct. But of course, this is room for improvement. The man's only 23. The man's only 23. And to be fair, in our kind of off in our the type of football that we play, when everything is kicking, he doesn't need to be down there in all that stuff. We need him up there to if while he's up there just outside the 18-yard box, if you're going out 30 yards maybe maximum, maybe 45 yards, if he needs to go that deep to link up play or join in the link up right there, all right, cool. But outside of 45 yards, we don't need you coming deeper than that. We don't need you coming deeper than that. And that's currently the way the offense plays. Is that a bit limiting to him? Yes. Could Pep open it up a bit to allow his skills to develop by the mistakes he makes on the field while he's getting used to that freedom? Absolutely. Now will Pep allow it because of the stakes that we have currently in the season? No. Unfortunately we have to save all that for the off season. preseason. They're going on a tour in the U.S. That's the time to play all those games. Practice and see what happens.
Yeah, and I would say, you know me, I love to like give snap judgment. I would say bench Haaland for Alvarez, but no, that's not an option either.
You saw that man play today.
Because
Stop.
because yeah, it's like Arsenal, that's an anomaly. Usually if Arsenal had played their usual game, Haaland would have gotten more chances because
Oh,
they
absolutely,
would have.
absolutely, bro.
But
They had so many people behind the ball, and it was so congested in the middle. It's like there was no freedom to do anything. And when we made substitutions that were necessary, let me admit, if they were necessary substitutions to bring on Doku and Grealish, they didn't want to take anybody on. Pep was out there getting frustrated, and I couldn't blame him. They didn't want to take anybody on and send in balls, and I'm just like, you know what? We're just gonna have to chop it up, take the draw as it is, take the
yeah,
point, go home, live to fight another day.
yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And I guess the title race continues.
Hey, I mean, I still like our chances, but we'll get into the title race update later on in the episode. But as I said, there was some things that took place, and while we're on City, I do want to discuss the performance that took place today against Aston Villa. Now, um, I did tweet out in the build up to this game as Aston Villa was putting out news on their injuries and things like that I say that in any title race luck is involved, and sometimes luck will just fall your way whether you want it to or not. And this was one of those cases where luck started falling our way coming into this game because they were missing Ollie Watkins, they were missing John McGinn. They were missing they were missing quite a few guys, but specifically those two, Ollie Watkins and John McGinn, two very productive players for them. Ollie Watkins, probably the most informed domestic striker for the Premier League, in my opinion, this season. Um,
They
and
were
I think the
missing
stats can match.
half of their first team.
Bro,
Watkins,
it's insane.
Mings, Ash, Kamara,
Bro,
Martinez,
ins-
Buenda. Yeah,
insane.
that was a lot.
As soon as I saw Emmy Martinez, I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's looking slow.
Yeah.
And Phil Foden, the fantastical Phil Foden, took full advantage. Hat trick. Did you see his third goal? Did you see his third goal?
Look, man, like, why would I want to see it? Why
Y'all
would
are
I want
haters.
to?
It's okay. I
Once I
told you.
seen the free
I
kick,
told
I
you.
just switched to channel up because I know how this game ends.
It was a nice free kick, wasn't it? It was a nice free kick, wasn't it?
Not gonna.
Ah, my guy. Listen, it's okay. I told you, your time is coming.
But
All that
don't
talk
you
we were
guys have any
talking.
shame though? Like getting carried by
What do you mean
like
shame?
only Bill, like
What do
crazy.
you mean shame? That's what we raised them for.
Also, you did manage to bench Haaland for this game, and see what happens when you bench Haaland.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mhm,
Don't do that. Don't do
yeah.
that. Don't do that.
And
Don't do that.
also,
He didn't play for a month, and you saw how we were for a month. It was a struggle. It was a struggle.
yeah, you start Haaland and play him the whole game, 0 goals versus Aston Villa.
Okay.
You score 4.
Okay. Stop it.
Hey,
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm not saying nothing.
Listen,
I'm just
compared
observing.
to compared to Arsenal, Aston Villa defense today was an all you can eat buffet. Bro, yo, Doku and Grealish were sending balls that I know Haaland was sitting on the bench pissed. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if I got that type of service, I know that's all that was going through his mind at the time. But hey, you can only play what's in front of you, and that's just what the schedule gave. And unfortunate circumstances, as I said on Twitter, sometimes Lady Luck has to fall your way. Unfortunate news for Aston Villa and their fans, but lucky news for us. It is what it is. On that note, we take it back to the weekend, specifically for the team that Shegs here supports, Chelsea.
Why do you
Um,
have to make that clear? When we discuss Man City, we don't have to make it clear who the Man City is. Oh, our resident Chelsea fan Shags, and like, why do you do that? What are you trying to set me up for? Like,
I'm
don't
not
we
setting
already
you
know
up.
who
The
the
people,
Chelsea fan is and the
I'm
Man
not
City.
setting you up. I'm not setting you up. The people need to know. The people need to. We might have new listeners. You never know. You never know. You never know. We might have new listeners. The resident Chelsea fan, Shegs. Now, I really wanted to point out to the fact that your performance at the weekend. You know what? Let me not even start. You go ahead. You start. I have questions, but you go ahead. You start. Right? You begin.
I'm not sure. Okay, you want me to explain myself and my Chelsea? Okay, let's see. Brentford, I mean
Right?
Chelsea 2, Burnley 2.
Yep.
We go up on a penalty late, of course. Cole Palmer with like the penalty of the season, definitely. I don't think anyone has scored a better penalty in the Premier League at least. And Pochettino gives his halftime team talk, and once again it falls flat, and we concede 1-1. We go ahead. Cole Palmer does his magic. Pochettino coaching skills, substitutions, once again nowhere to be found, and then we go down 2-2. Cole Palmer gives an interview, which caught a lot of eyes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, who is he supposed to credit? Is he supposed to say, "Hey, Pochettino, get your guys, man"? Like,
Oh,
what is he?
don't do
Of
this.
course, of course, he's
Don't do
gonna
that.
criticize his fellow guys. He's the only guy putting in the performances. He can say whatever he wants, but at the same time, I would like to see more accountability from everybody as well. I just think there's no excuse, but I don't
I know
know.
you can't. I know you're not blaming Pochettino because Pochettino. If it was up to Pochettino, you were up. You were up. It's not Pochettino's fault that y'all ended up conceding like you did. You
I'm
were
just
up.
saying, like this lackluster playing, like the game is won, comes from the coach. Because looking at the
That
sideline,
is
no passion.
insane.
There's no passion. Like this is like we're 40 games deep into the season, and it's like there's no plan to lock down the game. Like it's like who else do you blame for players consistently not knowing how to lock down the game?
What do you mean when you have people making individual mistakes like Disasi and Badiashile? I mean,
Let's talk about Badia Shield for a
the
second.
guy,
Let's
the
talk
guy
about
took
Badia
the one.
Shield.
I will say the one person that has been public enemy number one, Caicedo. He took him off with a quickness. Caicedo was off before the goals were conceded. Well, the first goal was conceded, but he took him off while you guys had the lead. Took him off. You guys were able to get the lead, and then
Let's look at that in more detail here. Um, Caicedo. Man, what do you mean? Okay, Caicedo came on the 73rd minute before we went. Okay, okay, true, true, true. But it's like I want to
public
talk
enemy
more
number
about Badia
one.
Shield. I want to talk more about Badia Shield. Caicedo is not enemy number one. I don't know where
If
that's.
it's up to
He,
Zach,
he
bro.
has
If
been
it's up to Zach.
consistently. Oh,
If
Zach.
it's up,
Yeah, Zach.
if
Zach.
it's up
Zach
to Zach.
has been the agenda since before he was signed. But Caicedo has been putting in quietly good performances based on his overall ratings, and he's just doing the unspoken job. The job that gets no credit for. I want to focus more on Badia Shield. Like, why is Badia Shield starting? Why is we have a fully fit Thiago Silva on the bench?
Bro,
But you want
Thiago
to blame
Silva,
you
you're not.
want to
No,
blame
no,
the
no. To be honest,
players?
no, 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 no. To be honest, let's be honest. Let's be honest. We've seen evidence that Thiago, he's starting to lose his legs. You'd probably
No,
see more you'd
still,
probably see more
but
mistakes.
Thiago Silva is still better than Badia Shield by miles, by miles. We have Levi Colwill. Why not just pop Levi Colwill in? Why are we starting Badia Shield? Do you know that Badia Shield and
Levi Colwill
this
wasn't even
Badia
on the
Shield and
team, so
Disasi
is he?
combo?
Hold on, wait. But Levi Colwill wasn't even on the team. He wasn't even on the team sheet. So
Oh, he was injured.
Yeah, see? So it's
Hey,
looking
we have the
slow.
young boy that just signed a new contract. What's his name? Alfie Gilchrist. Why
He
not
wasn't
start
in the
him
team sheet
over
either.
Badiashile?
He wasn't in the team sheet either.
That those are questions you need to ask Pochettino and not me at this point because we have better
Uh,
defenders on the bench. But he's starting a player that is, I've told you,
are
his
you
skill is
sure?
it should be gone.
I'm looking at this bench. I'm looking at Marcus
Thiago
Bettinelli,
Silva.
Jimmy Tariani. Bro, Thiago Silva's losing his
No,
legs.
where was
I
Alfie Gilchrist though? That's another question. Where he's not injured. He just signed a new contract. He's not on the injury list. Where is he? Where is he, Poach? Where is he? You want to
maybe.
use injuries as an excuse when you have this young defender that has impressed enough
How
to
old
get
is
an
he?
extension. I
How
think
old
he's
is he?
21.
21. Oh
So he
well,
fits right in. He
maybe he
fits
didn't
right in.
train. Maybe he didn't train with the first team.
And why isn't he training with the first team? That again, it's coaching, man. I'm telling you, it's coaching.
Well,
I don't
I don't
know,
know what to tell you.
like, I don't know what more you want me to say to try to convince you, but it's like it's a constant pattern of mistakes and mismanagement that is leading to this thing that we're seeing today. I swear. Like, why? You talk about taking Caicedo off. Why take Caicedo off?
Hey, if I'm to believe Zach, Caicedo has made tons of mistakes, and to be fair, Caicedo has made tons of mistakes. If
Caicedo
you're
made
watching him throughout
no.
the season,
Caicedo made like a couple
has
mistakes in
he
his first
has
couple
he
games.
picked up his form recently?
Yes, he
Yes,
has not
he
been making
has.
any mistakes since like the
I won't
first
say all
couple
that now.
games. He has not been making no mistakes. There has been no low light reels since then. Like
I,
that has passed. That was like the
I
first
think
couple games of the
I
season.
think you got all them things blocked. That's why you're not seeing them.
Nah, man. There's no
Nah,
reason to take off one of your best defensive midfielder. There's no reason. And you put on Raheem Sterling to do exactly what Sterling has
to
been.
try and win the game. What you mean?
Well, he did get the assist, but at the end of the day, we still
Ah,
you could have taken off
what you mean?
Badiashile.
That means it worked. What do you mean?
You could have taken off Badiashile for Sterling.
For who? And do what?
Yeah, play with three at the back. There's so many different other solutions than
Three
playing
at
our
the
most
back. You're
DM.
sick.
There's so many
The
other solutions
last thing,
than
listen,
playing
listen, listen.
Badiashile, bro.
The last thing this Chelsea team can do is play three at the back. You can barely play four at the back.
And whose fault is that at the end of the day?
Maybe if you still have Marcus Alonso, but bro, come on
Whose
now.
whose form is it at the end of the day that we can't play that we're stuck in this 4-2-3-1? Who has an
Wait.
unimaginable
All that money was
who's
spent before Pochettino pulled up now. All that money
so
was spent before Pochettino pulled up now.
and
The
so
team
what?
was the team. The
And
team was
so
the team.
what? And like why hasn't he if he's such a great coach, what's the difference between him and Graham Potter at this point? Graham Potter has a better record than Poach. So what? We should have kept Graham Potter in. We should have let him keep going.
I mean, to be fair, he probably should have.
Like who
To
is a
be
better
fair, he
coach
probably should
then?
have.
Like come on now. Like it's just like hey, I've already
Well,
checked out mentally.
that's
I've checked
crazy.
out, and I'm telling you, like this guy is not it. It's like,
With 8 games left in the season, Chelsea fans have checked out.
bro, I checked out ever since I got back into the podcast. The first thing that came out of my mouth was I've checked out mentally for this. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're eating, but the memory is not memorying. Me, I remember everything,
Oh my
and
gosh. No, I
I be
remember,
God.
as a Man City fan, I like hearing this, hearing this come from the other fans of the supposed Big Six. You
Well, I
know,
mean, we might still.
it's really
There's
the
a
Big
very good,
Four.
yeah,
It's
there's a
really the
very
Big
good chance
Four.
to finish with the same amount of trophies. So hold that. Hold your second place, which is probably where you finish up.
Listen, man,
Champions League starts next week too.
yeah. You know that we ain't concerned
Yeah.
about that. Um, moving on. Let's actually talk about the red side of Manchester here for a minute. So over the weekend, they were god awful. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Um, Brentford, in fact, I can tell you just how awful. Let me rip off some statistics for you. Well, I guess they ended up making it up at the end. in percentage, because Brentford, if you're watching a game live like I was, Brentford had dominated the possession. But Man U made it up in possession stats, 52 to 47. But if you look at the shot attempts, Brentford dominated on 31 shots to 11. That 31 shots. Man U has the worst defense in the league. They have conceded the most shots. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. They were getting shots off for fun, and it's because Brentford has just questionable on the day. But if they had shooting boots, the scoreline could have been very, very much different. Honestly, it, it's really confusing how they managed to get a result, which actually brings me to the main question that I have for this. How are they continuing to get results playing as bad as they're playing? And can they continue it for the rest of the season?
Dude, these guys have some crazy juju. Cause I don't wait. Is it telling me that Man U went up late? They went up with Mason Mount goal, and then Brentford equalized.
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't even I don't understand based on the stats, like based on the momentum of the game that I'm looking at here. Like I don't
Bro,
know
I
how
watched
they,
it live.
and they had the audacity to go up late, and they still lost. I mean, they still drew 90 plus 6 goal.
Bro, if you watch the game, they should have lost.
Look, man, I
They
don't.
should have lost.
You see, you know how we can come to a consensus that Ten Hag isn't it. How can we not also come to the same consensus for Chelsea that Pochettino is in it? Because these guys still have an outside chance for a Champions League spot for Europe at least. But Chelsea are languishing in 12th, and you're telling me we're good.
That's
Like,
just that's
but hey, let's
no,
focus.
that's no, wait, wait, wait. Before you go back and focus to this point, I just wanted to show you that what you're explaining is an example of good team construction. If you have good team construction, even a bad manager could end up in a shot to qualify for Champions League. That's what that tells you. Chelsea team was not constructed good.
So
You may
Manchester
continue.
United have a good team,
No, good enough to just be there, bro. They're better just on paper. They shouldn't lose to anybody. If we're looking at the Premier League table, honestly,
bro. With the way they've been
if
pulling
you're looking at
results
the
out of
Premier League, if you're looking at the
Magic
Premier League
Hats,
table, yo, bro, if you're looking at the Premier League table with United's roster, the only team that they should be losing to under beneath them, based on just on paper roster to roster comparison, is Newcastle. Nah, that's pretty much it. Is Newcastle. Is Newcastle. That's really pretty much it. Is Newcastle. If you look at that on paper roster to roster comparison, there, there's that's really the only team that really should be beating them.
I think you just don't rate. I think because of the amounts we spent on players on this Chelsea squad, yes, we've misspent,
Nah, your
but
guys are
these
all
players
young
are
and
mostly
unproven.
good. These players are still mostly good players. They're still very talented players. And the only thing that's lacking for them is a good coach to bring it all together. I
Nah,
promise you.
nah, nah.
Like our
See,
stats, like looking at us, there's no team we should not be beaten.
so
There's no
here's what I
we
think
should
about.
not be in
Here's
that
what I think
position.
with
If we had a
here's
better
what I
coach, we'd be in a much better position.
here's what I think
And that's
about
a
the
fact.
difference. Here's what I think about the difference between Man U and Chelsea, albeit not that much. It's just you have growing up, when you were learning about shapes, you had the shapes and you had the little thing where the shapes had all the little empty holes that only the shapes that you had goes into that hole. Chelsea has them things all just rammed into all the wrong shapes, all the wrong holes. Pause.
Pause.
Chelsea, Chelsea has them. Chelsea has them things all in the wrong places.
Oh man.
Now, Man U. Now even though you could discuss on part on the individual players and how they're doing and if they're really worth what they're worth, like Bruno being captain, and if he's actually performing and living up to that, and if Harry Maguire is actually a good center back, and Andre Onana, is he a good goalkeeper, and so on and so on. But but even though you can have those discussions, everything fits in the right places. So even if the manager may not be up to par, because you have a team that really fits, you're still able to get stuff like this. At least that's the way it makes sense to me.
I don't know who you're seeing that's not fitting. If anything, the only
Buddy, we
excuse
just
you
talked.
have,
We just
the
spoke
only
about
ex-
Badia Shield now. We just spoke about
but you
Badia
see, it's
Shield
the
now.
center back plays center. I don't know what you mean by wrong piece, but he has so many players that if that's what I'm going to say. The only thing you can say, the only reason we're playing Badia Shields is due to injury. That's it. Because Fofana, we have so many. Reece James, Chilwell got injured again. Nkunku, like in the midfield, Lavia, uh, Leslie Gochuku. We have
I mean,
guys that
I don't
never
understand how your medical department still has a job.
Yeah, I don't. Well, they're looking for a new head of whatever the medical department. If you have any UK doctor friends and you're listening to this, we need a black woman in charge of the medical department. Please, black women in medicine in tech, please share it among yourselves. I think they're offering like 250K a year.
That's
Please,
chump change.
we need it.
Stay where you are. Stay where you
Don't
are.
listen
That's
to
chump
this man.
change.
He's a hater,
That's
man.
chump
He's a.
change.
I looked at their benefits. They actually have really. You get to travel the world with one of the best teams in Europe. Like, come on. Like, I know you're not making that much wherever you're working. If you're listening to this, so just apply. You never know,
They're
and you can
13th
bring
in
your
the
friends with you.
table.
Hey, man. Hey, we need the help at the end of the day, and hopefully we find a solution. Find a solution, man. Yeah, there's a job for a black woman to put on her cape and fly in and with
For
her afro.
250
Yeah,
k a week or 250k a year.
bro, it's 250. She's not a footballer. She's
250k a week or 250k a year.
it's a year. It's
Stay where you are.
what do you
Stay where
mean?
you are.
It's not enough
stay where
money. You
stay where
want
you are.
you want to pay a doctor
Stay,
250K a
bro,
week?
bro, bro. You see the mess that she's walking into.
Bro, like 250K a week is
Bro,
insane. Look, I get
you
them.
should be glad she's
I
not
get,
she's not asking
yo,
for 400.
dude.
Bro, it's
Okay.
a cesspool of mess and injury that you'd be telling her to go and fix.
Well, I mean, I'm sure based on the experience, she can make more money.
That's crazy.
but, but look, man, look, I get footballers. Look, footballers get paid a lot of money, but you cannot compare the two, man. Like
Okay, that's fair.
those
You're
guys,
right. You're right.
those guys get paid exorbitant amounts.
400k a year. Anything less,
Hey, man, look,
turn your nose at it.
look,
Turn your nose at
I'm
it.
all for it too, because if they're gonna be in charge and take full responsibility for everything, make it 500K a year.
Okay, now
Make
you're
make
talking.
them the most paid doctor in the world. Like,
Now
do
you're
it.
talking.
We,
Now
we
you're
have the
talking.
money to do it. I'm just saying how much they were advertising. So
All right.
please help
To
us.
bring it back to topic and Man U, right before we leave off, right? Um, Considering how bad they're playing, do you think there's any chance they could slot into fifth? Considering we do have a good chance, I say we, Premier League does have a good chance of qualifying for that fifth Champions League spot by beating either Bayern or Bayer Leverkusen in Europe via
So
Arsenal
what
or West Ham.
we would need what, two teams in the semifinal?
Yeah, two teams in the semifinal, and then the coefficient would work out so that fifth would be an extra Champions League spot.
Or West Ham would make this semifinal?
Yes,
Is it
just the two
enough or
options.
both?
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's it's one or the other. One or the other. West Ham beat Bayer Leverkusen or Arsenal beat
oh,
Bayern.
yeah, none of that, none of neither of those are happening. So
That was crazy.
And but even if it was, I don't think Man United they're not taking out either Spurs or Aston Villa for that spot.
Man, Aston Villa
They
with the injuries that they have, I think they're about to enter a free fall. And then Spurs, man, don't even
but
think
Man
we can be
United
talking
are
about that
not.
squad.
Do you trust Man United enough to make up this 11-point gap that I'm looking at right here?
See, that's the thing. It's not about do I trust if they make up. The point that I'm trying to make is I feel like both Spurs and Aston Villa will find some way to
They'll
just
be
stay
in
where they
free.
are. Yeah, bro. Spurs, they're just they're
Bro,
just they're just unpredictable. They're really just unpredictable, and it's tough. I think this is just the growing pains of getting used to
look,
Anfield.
I remember the
But
last time
Aston
Chelsea
Villa,
was in the fight for that top four. Oh, those teams fighting for that last spot like to like, oh, no, you be top four. Oh, you be top four. It's usually the best team out of those three that makes it. And I don't think overall Manchester United is a better team than either Tottenham or Arsenal, even with their injuries. Like getting
I
cooked
think
by
they have the lighter schedule
Man
though.
City is okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, especially since they literally only they played the most games apart from West Ham. They played 31. They only have 7 games left, man. I think they can get it over the line. They're on 59 points. United is on 48. They can and honestly, they don't even need to be in Champions League. I'm pretty sure they'll settle for fifth place, even if Tottenham managed to squeak past them. That,
You mean
but
six?
Man United getting past six. I don't see it. They're way too inconsistent, man. Like who are they playing next?
Okay.
I know we looked at everybody else's teams like running, but I don't remember looking at. I mean, they played
Yeah, we
Chelsea.
didn't look at Man U.
The battle of the
We didn't.
is this was never a
Yeah, they.
derby, but it was a very it used to be an exciting fixture. United have been dominating this one for a while.
I need Cole Palmer to
I don't
score
know.
a hat trick.
I think this would be
Man U has
this could be
conceded the
a
most
very good.
shots in the
I don't
league.
want to I don't want to jinx it, but I don't see no reason why Chelsea don't win this game at home. Like I really don't. And then
I agree with you.
after Chelsea, they got Liverpool coming. The title race, like title chasing
Yeah, but
Liverpool are going
that's
to Trafford. And then
yeah, but
after
that's their
that,
only two
you got
tough
the
games.
usual cast of characters: Bournemouth, Newcastle,
Yeah,
Sheffield, and Burnley.
they
Like
have
man,
the they have
they
the
don't
easier they have the
they don't
easier
have any
running.
teams. But that's the thing with Man United. They're a roller
Oh, hold
coaster
on.
team
They do
against.
play they do play Arsenal.
Do they? Man
They
United
play
still play.
Arsenal on May 11th. They play Arsenal
Oh,
on May 11th. Oh, that's
oh
gonna be
yeah, it's
tough.
okay. That's the last. No, okay, not the last game. Second and last.
All right, so I guess I'm a Man U fan on April 7th and May 11th.
Yeah, man. I think you should be more of a Chelsea fan because Chelsea are way more motivated to
Man, I'm
end
not
our.
concerned. I'm not concerned about man. I'm not concerned about that because you have that match between you and Man U doesn't really do anything for me as a Man City
No,
fan.
no, no, no. There's a Chelsea Arsenal game.
Oh, oh, I haven't. I'm not looking at your. I'm not looking at your fixture list. Let me go look at your fixture list.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've rescheduled it, but I'm sure there is one. It was supposed to be
Oh, that's FA Cup.
before your game with
Yeah, it's
Arsenal.
Tuesday, April 23rd.
Mm.
Tuesday, April 23rd.
Well, that's my
But
birthday.
honestly,
We up.
I'd
Chelsea's
rather
not going to
I'd
disappoint me on my birthday.
I'd rather
Perfect
somebody go
birthday
and
present to
mess up Liverpool.
end
Okay.
end their title race on my birthday. Please God, if you're gonna give me one thing this year, let it be Chelsea beating Arsenal at the Emirates to end their title race. You
Okay,
like,
so
on my birthday, no, I'll be unbearable. I'll be
so
unbearable.
on April 23rd, I am a Chelsea fan. On April 7th, I am a Man U fan. All right.
Yeah.
This is what's
Put
gonna
it
happen.
put it on your calendar. Don't forget. Set a reminder.
This is gonna happen. Oh, you don't need to set a reminder. Don't worry. I'm watching. I'm watching very, very closely, and that actually brings us to our next and final topic. Um, the title race update. After recent performances, now I think Liverpool still has to play this week tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow against Sheffield at 2:30.
Easy
Um,
dub, five
so
zero.
relax now. But okay, so assuming they win, everybody pretty much did the job that they were supposed to do this week, and so the table doesn't really change. It is what it is. Um, in light of recent performances, sheesh, does your prediction of Liverpool still stand strong?
It's still everything remains the same, especially since when I said my prediction, I said I do not trust Man City to beat Arsenal. Now I did not expect Arsenal to like do park the bus like that, but it it was a draw, and Man City have against the top teams have only managed to beat Manchester United. Everybody else is draws, and I think they might have beaten one other person from the top six, maybe Spurs. But yeah, you got to beat the best teams to be the best, and admittedly, there have been a lot of draws amongst the top teams this season, but everything remains the same. Man City and Arsenal drop points, advantage Liverpool, and its advantage still continues to be with Liverpool because they have the easiest fixture list. That's where I'm at. In fact, my
Do they
agenda
have the
has a
easiest?
+2. I have a +2 on my agenda because the other teams maybe a +4 because each team dropped 2 points.
Mm, all right, Aston Villa or Tottenham could mess up Liverpool for us. Okay. All right, I still like our chances, but I don't like the fact that it's not in our hands because if Liverpool runs the table, they
If
they
they
they get the,
win, if they
they
win
win the
out,
chip.
they win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't like that it's not in our hands, but I do like our chances. I do like our fixture list. I think out of the three of us, Liverpool definitely has the easiest. I think we're second easiest. Arsenal definitely has the worst fixture list between the three of us. So with that being the case, I think this is one that's definitely going to go. I'm not sure if it's going to go to the last day, but it's definitely going to the last few game weeks. Definitely, it's going to be decided within the last 4 game weeks.
Yeah, it might go down to the last day too. I think Arsenal will definitely drop out earlier. Maybe like third to the last game, they'll be like, okay, yeah, we're done officially, and then Man City will drop out like the last week, and then I don't. Well, I would like to see it. I would like to see. I think they are gonna have all the games on at the same time on the last day, and I like the drama, and as long as they win, they win. So, but I still think Liverpool win. I can't really say because there's just too many fixtures to predict right now, and it's an unpredictable Premier League. I've tried. I've lost a lot of money on
Liverpool,
FanDuel.
go ahead and drop points against Sheffield tomorrow for me. Thank you.
Yeah, they could.
I
They
don't care if
could.
it's a draw.
They could. I see them winning out though. Just win. All you got to do is win. Just win. Do it
We'll
for
see.
clout, and they have the refs on their side. You saw what happened in their last game.
Listen, man. Hey, at the end of the day, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If we have to give up the league in order to win the Champions League, I'm all for it because
Oh,
back-to-back Champions League
what? What? Oh,
sounds
what happened?
beautiful.
What happened to the easy treble?
Whoa,
Oh,
I didn't say no easy treble. I didn't say no easy
what
treble. I
happened to
said
the
the opportunity was
guarantee?
there.
What happened to
I didn't say
the
any. Oh,
treble
whoa,
is
whoa,
ours?
whoa,
Repeat
whoa,
treble.
whoa,
What happened, man?
whoa,
Hey,
whoa. I was just speaking about possibility. I was just
oh,
speaking about possibility.
now
Just
now
speaking
it's
about
a now it's
possibility.
a now it's a very low possibility.
Oh, I don't know about low. I don't know
Before
about low.
it was like you had it at like 90% possibility, and then slowly now it's like down to like what 10%.
Whoa, 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 10, 10. Whoa, whoa, relax, relax, relax. We'll say 50%, 50%, 50, 65. We'll say 65. Because I think, the FA Cup is as good as ours. We're going to smack Chelsea. And then we're going
Yeah,
to smack
like I
Chelsea,
said, the
smack
same way we
United.
were supposed to smack Arsenal at the Etihad, but
I never said we were going to smack Arsenal. I
you
knew that
see.
was going to be a tough fight. I knew that was going to be a tough fight coming in. Hey, but we'll see. Time will tell. And with that, that brings us to the end of yet another episode. You've been rocking with us for this long. As always, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a rating. We appreciate it. Share with your friends, your family, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.